You're watching a new episode of Home Place Florida. HomePlaceFlorida.com. This is a website dedicated to help people with real estate. My name is Steve Feller and I'm a realtor with Future Home Realty at Tampa Bay Area, Florida. Obviously, if you're watching this channel right now and this video, you're probably interested to understand what people are talking about every single day. You probably found a lot of information about housing crash and what may happen. And housing crash, somebody predicted 2020, somebody saying this 2021, obviously because we're at the end of the 2020. But I'm not gonna try to load you with a lot of information. That's probably you already found a lot of information and data, and I'll mention some. For example, you can find some data on mortgage delinquencies and mortgage foreclosures. That's not the point of this video. The point of this video to explain that there is a cycle. People don't have to panic. Obviously, we live in a pandemic situation. This is COVID-19. A lot of people get sick, a lot of places get closed. And we hear on the news and media that this or that cities or towns been closed. That's all terrible. That's all affecting our lives. But what if you're new to real estate market and you don't understand how it works? You need to. This video tends to explain you in a few simple words. And before we continue, please don't forget to like this video, subscribe to my channel, and you'll be notified every single time I create a new video. Thank you so much. Let's go. Housing market is like any other market. Has its own cycles. So cycles mean basically it goes up and down, up and down. All right. Right now we're in the top of the peak of the market, and basically we're in top of the start declining. Not completely declining, but it will start and getting so close because it's like a roller coaster. You go on top, you hang for a minute and then, or for a few seconds, and then you start dropping. Everybody afraid. Some people like that feeling, some people don't, but everybody in the stock market or real estate market, everybody afraid this. And what's going to happen, nobody knows. How are you going to hold your breath? Situation is that every bad thing, every bad event, which is housing crash, that everybody predicts, may create some opportunities. And opportunities, it will not only may, it will, I guarantee it will create opportunities. And it will create opportunities for first home buyers, because people don't just buy right now. Just wait a few more months and you'll be amazed how cheaper you can buy the same house or the same apartment. Because this is the situation when people rush. I share with my own experience back in 2007, I guess, right? It was back in 2007. I was in the same rush. I just found the same panic, saying, oh, if I don't buy right now, then tomorrow will be late because prices will go up. No, it is a cycle, right? So don't just believe what people say. Hey, you need to buy right now. If you can sell your property right now, that's a good time. But if you can sell your property and maybe move on with your other part of the family, or maybe you can rent temporary, right? You can save a lot of money and buy later, like a year and a half from now or a year from now. You can buy something much cheaper, much better. For instance, I always buy and sell properties, and at one point I refused to buy a property in a certain place, and that was based, again, it's all relative to place and area. But for example, if in Florida average prices were like about $250,000 10 years ago, right? And that moment, everybody was selling like 350, 360. And I refused to buy it. And why I refused to buy it? Because it wasn't normal. Of course, I can go and get a mortgage and possibly get a proof of mortgage and buy it. But what happens is my property will devalue so quickly in the next few years that I couldn't even imagine. So what happened is I was waiting and I bought, do you believe it or not, I bought the same property that I was looking for, that was originally sold for $400,000 or around that price. I bought for $210,000. That's the deal. All right. Of course, it took a lot of unfortunate events. The original company who was building the construction, they went belly up. They couldn't survive. Other company came and acquired that land. They wait for a year or two and start building, continue building houses, and in that area, and basically finished it. But they're already understood that they have to build houses, but they cannot sell them for $400,000. They will sell them for half a price. And that's where people like me and others just came and bought this. All right. Another thing is what causing the market crash. You need to understand that right now a lot of videos right now are talking about this. It's the mortgage delinquencies. Mortgage delinquencies, that's when people cannot pay their mortgages, when they're asking bank to hold for their mortgage, and they would not get forgiveness for mortgage, but they can delay mortgage payments because maybe jobs and because their business is closed, and because businesses don't make enough money. But sooner or later, I'm not saying it happens, but it's a natural cycle of the market. Sooner or later, some people will survive. Some people will have to sell these houses, and they will sell these houses much cheaper. The same thing happens right now in construction business, right? Construction new houses or new apartments or new condos. It's very low inventory because nobody wants to. If you're a professional builder, right, and you don't want to invest money in something that you could not sell unless you already start building it, that's a different story. But if you basically there and you didn't start building yet, but you want to make more money of your bucket, then you have to wait. So that shrinks inventory. All right, and there's craziness. People from up north going, for example, here in Florida and other states, and they buy right now like crazy. Okay, and probably it's a good time because, hey, listen, it's cold. I know it's cold up north. We in December, we're in the beginning of December of 2020, and there's very cold up north, and a lot of people say, okay, this is my trigger. That's what triggers. Say, okay, the heck with it. I'm full and tired. I want to go somewhere south and buy something in a warm, cozy place. That's how a lot of people come to Florida. Okay, next thing I want to talk about, this is foreclosure. All right, so not foreclosure that people that are going through foreclosure, but people who want to buy foreclosure. And this is a very, very important topic because a lot of people asking me, and I have some buyers who contact me and say, oh, I'm looking only for foreclosure, because they think foreclosure is something that it's something free, it's a gift. Of course, something that is devastation, basically for one person, it may sound like a gift to another person. For example, one person gets losing their house because they cannot afford to pay this house. That's devastating, but other people may think like, hey, and I'll buy this property. This is because this is cheap. Here's the thing, it's not always cheap. And the reason is because if banks own the mortgage on the company, on the house, and most time that's what happens is they trying to recover their losses. All right, every bank has loss mitigation department, and they calculate how much they want to recover. Of course, they don't want to lose anything, but when they're in a situation when they have to lose, they have to choose, they have to pick which one is basically better, they'll try to put these houses on their virtual markets and of course places that I'm talking about is an auction item. Auctions could be physical auction when you come and a lot of people bidding in front of you, or it can be electronic auction. Either or, while we believe in perfection of the system, what I notice is sometimes electronic auctions, they unfortunately have underbidding. It's probably not very legal activities. It shouldn't happen, but that's what happens because if you search for, if you keep watching some properties, they just keep the same people keep bidding, overbidding the reality price, and then property looks like they won this auction, but then this is electronic auction. Next 24 hours they come back again, and the same property comes back again in the market, and it goes the same cycle 10, 15, 20 times. I had a client who bought a few properties through electronic auction through me because I'm as a real estate agent. Certain auctions just for real estate agents, I can log in there and help my prospective clients to buy the property. Yeah, there are some good deals there. I mean, I'm sure there's some good deals that I can help you find and you can find yourself. Here's the thing is, don't just because some people just, oh, this is auction, I have to make highest bid and I'll buy it because this is the good deal. No, not always. Don't believe in this. Remember, there are people on the other side who want to sell for the highest price. All right, so while it's not really legal or ethical to overbid artificially price, I see things happens. All right, so we're not going to talk about specific marketplaces, but I'm just telling you that be aware of that when you decide to buy, and right now will be a lot of, especially as we go in 2021, then will be more and more foreclosures, or we have mortgage delinquencies right now. There will be more and more properties that people decide to sell, and they want to sell quickly because their time frame, circumstances, they need to sell. So they'll try to do this, and they ask companies to put this in auction. Sometimes it works, sometimes it's not. All right, and if you willing to buy this property, please feel free to contact me. I have a lot of experience to negotiate properties, and we can many times we can contact directly selling agents or listing agents basically, and ask them to negotiate the price, and sometimes we can negotiate the price directly, so it's much better. All right, at this time I will finish up my episode, this video, and hope that I was able to answer some of your questions. I know you may have more questions. Please feel free to make your comments. Don't forget to subscribe to my channel, give me a thumbs up. That's important for YouTube. And anytime you have new videos, when you subscribe, when we produce new videos, you will see them. You'll get notified. Of course, you know that. But thank you so much for your comments, and please ask me. Feel free to ask me any questions in comments. I will be more than glad to answer and create my next video based on your questions. This is very important. All right. Thank you so much. See you. Stay safe. Bye bye.